comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and all his reindeers pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Good evening, race fans. This is Austin, your host for the night. I'm joined with Jerry.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And then I am also joined with Selena.
Hello there.
You guys looking forward to tonight's race at beautiful Laguna Seca?
Oh, yes. I enjoy this track so much. Despite learning on how difficult it is, once you really get into the rhythm of it, I love it. It's got like nice turns, like it's got the corkscrew. People may hate it, but I love it personally. I think it's really fun. The drop going down, it's a fun track. I enjoy it.
Definitely feels like a roller coaster, and that's the best thing about it. You never know if you're gonna live or die.
Exactly.
Very true. And I know that's going to be a challenge for some of these drivers tonight. So let's jump into it and start looking at the track map here. The track here is located in Monterey County, California. 2.23 miles, 3.6 kilometers, 11 turns. A lot of difficult sections. It's going to be very tight racing with some of these drivers. Not a lot of opportunities to pass. There's going to be some, like turns 2, 9, 10, and 11. But other than that, it's going to be very much following everyone else's line and just waiting for that moment. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And one thing too, a lot of tracks have a really, really long straight for kind of passing opportunities, usually near the finish line. But on this track, it's kind of a combination of a lot of medium straights. So if you you're like you were saying before, your passing opportunities are pretty limited, and you need to have a significantly better run on your opposition to be able to perform a maneuver safely. So that's something drivers are going to have to think about. Cars that are really good on this track are the Porsche. Like I said, with the lack of very, very long straights, that weakness of the Porsche having the low top speed isn't really that apparent, and it's able to handle the corkscrew really well. So we'll kind of see what drivers are going to do with that information. But yeah, it's going to be tough to pass on track for sure.
So, what else do you think that drivers are going to have to overcome or deal with tonight?
I'd say turn 6. That turn alone is probably one of the toughest turns to execute when side by side with somebody, because that's like, it's quite thin and it's got like a little sausage curb to the left, so it can be pretty dicey when, like, especially side by side with somebody, and you gotta like either just let it go or just like not even risk it at all. Turn 6 definitely would be quite a challenge, people.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a hard turn to pass on. It's very cambered, so that can work to your advantage, kind of like throwing your car into the corner.
Oh yeah.
And just letting it ride. But if you throw it too much, you're going to lose a lot of your speed out of the exit, which will harm your time on that straight. So it's a delicate balance, but if you know how to use your car's weight to your advantage, it's definitely going to come out in your favor.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a lot of challenges tonight with that. A lot of sausage curves right on the apexes. You take a little too much, you will get thrown off and immediately thrown into the sand, which will also cause you to have a bad day. You touch that and your car is already sliding left, right, and upside down half the time.
Oh yeah.
Too true, too true. Well, looking at the
Curbs
times
are-
here, we got Calvi coming in with a 126. And looks like a lot of other drivers are filing in their first times here. Who do you think is going to be first for qualifying? We've seen a lot of contenders coming up and kind of showing some skill here. I know the last rise usually likes to qualify very well, but then in the race kind of have a little bit of trouble. So who do you think is gonna come in first, second, and third here?
I'll let Selena go first on this one.
Well, looking at the qualifiers so far, I think Anthony Calvi, he's in P1 at the moment. I think he's got it in the bag for this time. But you never know with Ryan Luke. Last week, he really took a surprise for all of us. So he climbed up there really well. So maybe Ryan Luke as well.
As you say that, Nate Allen actually just put the best time in by, I think, about half a second.
Nate
Yeah,
Allen.
I was looking at that. He was up by a little bit, but yeah, Nate Allen is going to take the lead, 25.5, and is already up by another 0.4 on his next lap here. Yeah, this is the driver who won last race. And honestly, looking right now, I think if he's able to qualify first, and with the consistency he had last week, I definitely think he could take it again.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of also building on what Selena was saying, and you as well, Jerry. Nate Allen did win last week. Been very consistent. He's been putting a lot of time in on this track. So I think he's going to be up there in the top 3, along with Ryan Luke. I know both of them been working together on this one. You know, battling each other on track in the practice server just to get used to having another car follow. And then
Oh yeah.
the last place, for the last top 3, I don't know who else I would pick. I mean, Fari Henry's kind of, like I've been saying, past couple races, always been one of the safe bets. He's been very consistent this season in the top 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Nate Allen, Fari Henry, and looking at Luke right now, he's not set a valid lap. I wonder if he's just going for the one shot takes all, but I think Nate Allen, Calvi, and Henry I think they're going to be podium for qualifying here. I know Fari Henry and Allen for sure, but I'm not sure about Calvi. I think somebody else could take the spot from him.
Fari Henry also just came across the line, posting a
Oh, look at that.
125.2. So.
Bait out by just a couple of hundredths right there. Not even a tenth. Not even a tenth.
We're going to be looking at some good fights then up front there for sure.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Plenty.
Fari wants to come back for revenge after not being able to touch Nate Allen in the last race.
Yes, I agree. And also trying to hold on to that lead of both the drivers and team standings that he has currently.
Yep, there comes Ryan Luke in with his first valid lap here, taking P4, and is up by about a 1/4 of a second, dropping down to about a 1/3 of a second. He's got a 126.9, so he's got a bit to go before he wants to take the #1 spot. But he's definitely improving on his time, and he still has a whole another 10 minutes to put in laps.
Yeah, he is doing well right now. He's also sporting the Sim Racing Alliance livery. I know he's not sporting his normal one. He's normally a down bad team with his interesting livery, shall we say.
Yeah, he's up by 2 seconds on his lap right now with the 26.9. So that's going to drop him down to a 24.9 if he's able to complete this lap valid, which will put him squarely in first.
He's still going for time.
He's still going, yeah. He's got, 2.2 seconds. That's crazy improvement right there. It's going to hit the 26.467.5. Taking the #1 spot from Fari Henry with almost almost a second ahead of Fari Henry there. That's crazy.
He's been spouting
Insane
off,
times.
yeah, this week saying, this is my local track, I know it, and he's really putting that representation to work.
Oh yeah, he's really working there, and it's paying off.
Well, honestly, he wasn't putting any valid laps for the first 7 minutes. I was kind of scared, but he just needed a little bit of time to warm up his tires, I guess. But yeah, that was close to, top 10 as far as times DeFi was putting in. I think that was close to my time too. I think it was like, my time was like a 24-1 or 2 for qualifying there.
Yeah, with this track being so short, I'm not so surprised seeing a lot of these times be very competitive within everybody of the entire SRA group. There's a lot of turns that you can make up time, but like I said, this track being very short.
Oh, Ryan opts to go into the wall. Oof.
No.
Time.
Ate a little bit of sand there, but he's back.
Oh.
Well, you still got 8 minutes to go to improve, but you also sit back a little bit and just relax if you want to take that risk.
So it looks like the last rise and Maselli are both in the pits there. I'm not sure if they plan on going out again or not. So is Papadopoulos. Oh, no, Papadopoulos just left the pits, my bad. Looks like they're working on their setups there. They do have 8 minutes to put in some better laps. See if they go out on the road again. It looks like Ryan has just left the pits now. I'll have to set some more times.
Nate Allen just broke into the 124s.
There you go. Yeah, he's almost a 10th away from Luke right there. Fari Henry is looking to improve his time, but is currently not able to find anything. Almost a second down from his best time right now. But like you were saying before, this track is very short, so you can put in a lot of laps. And especially in the whole 20 minutes that D6 is allotted to qualify.
Yeah, I think in the 10 minutes or so that we got, I think it was maybe 7 or 8 laps that you could probably sneak in if you had some good planning around the time frames.
Yep.
Yeah, right now, a lot of drivers kind of floating around that 6 mark right now for 6 laps.
I'm not sure what so many people are doing in the pits right now.
Yeah.
You still got 7 minutes. Go.
Yeah.
Maybe they just
got all this
resigned.
time.
They're like, no, that's the best I can do. Or maybe they're messing with their setups or whatnot. I think May is now out again after messing with little setup changes. You should probably mess with the setups before you're qualifying for the race. Get everything situated out. That's what I would try and do, just so you're confident for qualifying, put in your best, and worry about the rest beforehand.
Agreed.
Indeed.
Well, as we kind of see these drivers keep going around this track again and again, very lovely fashion. I'll quickly talk about the driver standings and team standings real quick. Like I mentioned, Fari is out in front right now with 463 points in the drivers. Teammate Calvi is sitting 86 points back. And then we got Soik, 110, tied with McAllister right now, who's also 110. He is in this race. Nate Allen, 120 points back. Josh Smith, 152, and Gaskin, 191. Right now, those drivers are all in the fight for the championship. I know that I did some math today. Hopefully it's right. I could be wrong, but I'm hoping that my math is right, that those drivers are all within it with, I think, 224 points available in these last 2 races.
Nice. Well, thank you for that update. Yeah, it's exciting to see, over the course of multiple races, how the consistency of drivers kind of put them in the whole scope of things.
Yeah, and like I said, week in and week out, Fari's been doing very well and consistent. Like, I know first 2 races were P10, Indy gets the first podium, And then it's been uphill from there, finishing top 3 pretty much week in and week out.
Yep. Very, very good.
Consistency is key.
You got it.
And then for the team standings, we have Badminton's Intergalactic sitting at 900. Like I said, that's Fari and Calvi. Then we got Worst Case Scenario sitting 150 points back. That is, I believe, Soik and Nate Allen. And then the Wall Riders sitting 371 points back. That would be... Oh, okay, I gotta make sure I have this right. But it is the 2 Beamers. I want to say... Oh boy. I am fumbling now.
Fumbling the ball. Pick it up.
I want to
Pick it
say
up.
it's
Pick it up.
McAllister. McAllister and Smith are the 2 I want to say they're on the same team, but I could be wrong
It's all right. You can correct yourself later if you're wrong.
there. Exactly, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm finding out if I'm wrong.
They can put in a ticket in the appeal if they don't like it. That's our motto right there.
It's actually the last rise in Josh Smith.
Alrighty. It looks like Jay Smith is kind of just parked over there in the grass there, or the sand. Not sure what they're doing. I guess they're just spectating. But yeah, okay.
I'm just taking in the views. I think
Yeah.
that's what.
Trying to enjoy everything you can. Yeah.
Turn 3, exit turn 3. Oh, goes to the pits now.
Yep, there you go. There you go. Yeah, and we're seeing to Calvi, Soy, Gatskin, and then Maselli, which is a new name we kind of... I think they raced last time. Michael McKelly. Sorry. I know we mispronounced it last time. But he's a newcomer. I think he raced last week, but that was the first we've seen of him. Just kind of filling in the rest of the front pack. Kind of names we've seen before. Calvi, Gaskin, Soik all expect to be within the top 7 there. But yeah, Ryan Luke just holding that time right now. And it looks like nobody's going to take that from him for the time being.
Let's see. Nate Allen was following Scott there very closely. I think that kind of ruined his lap, but maybe just back up there a little bit. Nate, get some space and reset.
Yeah, you always need the space. Yeah, for me, it was really weird with qualifying last night. My first lap out of the L was the best of the whole qualifying. I could not beat my time after that. So I guess I just got really lucky. Oh no, it wasn't my first out lap. It was my second out lap, because the first out lap I didn't leave enough of a gap for the driver in front of me, and I had to slow down. So second lap out of that lap, the first one I was actually able to push, and set my best time. So.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of these drivers continue to push and improve. Looks like is that Calvi at the bottom of the corkscrew there. Yeah, I know that you did mention that the corkscrew does feel like a roller coaster. It is a hefty change in elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
fun because like you go over and it's just like you're on a roller coaster. You know what I mean? You just go go down, you can't see anything, but you're accelerating, you turn, it's like zoom, zoom.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And if there's like a yellow flag, you're like, well, do I die? Do I not die? Like
Exactly. You never know with that drop.
You never know. Exactly.
Yeah. I did.
I'm prepared to see some sketchy things happen on the roller coaster.
Yeah, I looked it up because I needed to know. It's a, like I said, hefty elevation change. It's about 60 feet in a stretch of 450 feet.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh.
So that is a hefty drop in a short amount of time. And like you said, you're blind. You look for one tree and aim for that tree, and hopefully nobody's in your way.
I was gonna say, if you just like didn't follow the racing line and just like went right off the curb, you probably gained like maybe a second of airtime.
Oh yeah.
Not recommending anybody do that, but that would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. It's like Eau Rouge, but like shorter and backwards.
Yeah, there you go. Shorter
Yeah.
backwards and a lot more dangerous.
Oh yeah, sheer drop right after that instead of just like kind of like the longer curve up the hill, like a rouge.
It's like whoever made the track was like drawing the line or whatever, and like accidentally like touched the like elevation step button and like dropped it down. They're like, fuck it.
Hey now.
Leave it right
Uh-oh.
there. They're
Uh-oh.
gonna deal with
Did
it.
I get server issues again?
Oh
No, not
no,
me.
I'm still good.
I
Everyone's
did.
still-
I died on
no.
my server end. I apologize, folks. Jerry, if you
Oh.
want to read down the list of who finished where in qualifying, that'd be perfect.
Well, they're not all done yet. Real quick, we got a couple people out, but it looks like Luke is probably gonna keep his time with a 124.6, and then Nate Allen with less than a tenth. Fari Henry in third, Calvi in fourth, Gaskin in fifth, sixth Stoik, May in seventh, Michael McKelly in eighth, Dan McAllister? I don't know.
Yeah.
McAllister in ninth, Villain in 10th, The Last Rise in 11th, Compton in 12th, 13's Papadopoulos, and Smith is topping off 14th.
Appreciate you being able to quickly go through that while I reset everything.
Sounds good. I'm going to advance to the next session, and the racers are going to set up their race setup, put their fuel in, get their MFD settings all correctly set up, and yeah, we're gonna see these racers here get on the way into the formation lap here in about a couple of minutes. This is a standard pit window, standard race. So they got 10 minutes at the very middle of the race to pit, and they must take 1 liter of fuel during the pit stop, but tires or more fuel is optional. So usually the best method is to fill up as much fuel as you can. Just take 1 liter during the pit, stop for 3 seconds, and then you're back on this track. But some drivers like to opt for a different strategy, like take tires or go half and half fuel. But usually that strategy doesn't work out as much, because you take so long pits that the extra tires don't really help you.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Especially with such a short track, it's going to take more than 1 lap to really get them up to temperature as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As we wait here for our drivers to start their formation lap, just give a little tidbits of information that I found today. Didn't find a whole lot, but I did find some interesting ones. I know this track has got some good history behind it. It was, I believe, 1957 is when it first started getting built, and it was, it used to be a U.S. Army artillery area, so there are still some dangerous areas that I learned about that you can't go to because, like, hey, there's potential, so don't visit that area. But yeah, they made the track around that. The elevation change is 55 meters or 180 feet, and like we previously mentioned, that the corkscrew is around 60 feet of that elevation change, so a lot in just one corner. This area also used to be a lake, so it's just a dry lake bed, and they decided, oh, we'll just put 2 extra artificial lakes in the area as well, just to keep the area watered, I guess. My little tidbit of history this week.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Nice.
I love myself some man-made lakes right there.
Yep.
And
It
the
adds
drivers
to
are
the-
off on the formation lap.
So I'll be going around. Let's just take a quick look. Weirdly enough, this is turn 1 that we see. It's just a slight little kink, and then we come into turn 2, which is the Andretti hairpin. This turn, I really like this turn because you can take it a couple different ways. you don't have to just be one-lining it through there. You can take either a V or a U shape and then get back on the power into turn 3. And that, like I said, the sausage curves in this section can really catch you out because you're really going to try to maximize your time by cutting as much as you can. You're 3, 4, and turn 6. So you can get really unsettled there. And then we go back on the power into turn 5. Now we start our uphill section. And then turn 6, like we said, and Sling has also said it, it's a really commitment corner. You are going in there with as much speed as you can carry, not hitting a lot of the brake, and just giving a full send to carry the rest of your speed up the hill as we get into turn 7 and then 8 and 8A, as they like to call it, and that's what the corkscrew is, 8 and 8A. And then that's your downhill into turn 9. That's a fast left-hander that you don't get on the power for while you just kind of coast, as we also see here the drivers are starting to go side by side in the last sector. Turn 10 is, that's not fun to see. That's a driver just driving to the wall.
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good on the formation.
Right on the formation lap. Ooh.
Already got damaged.
I hope not. Turn 10, another one of those ones that you're just, a lot of these turns, you're full sending it, carrying as much speed as you can, and then you get into turn 11, the last turn, where it's a nice little hairpin, and onto the main straight. This is where I see a lot of people setting up moves for turn 2 or making their moves.
Yeah. It's the longest straight in the game, so... Or not the game, sorry. Longest straight in the track.
I think Paul Ricard would like to have a word with you.
I just thought it was... You're right about that. And they're going to be off. The green flag is going. I was just going to mention how short Sector 1 is. Yeah, they're off here. We're going to look towards the front of the grid. Ryan Luke is going to be leading here. Looks like nobody got out of position penalties, which is great.
That's good, and we're starting to see a lot of people line up line by line. I think that was May that I saw.
He just drove off wide.
Yeah.
May goes a little bit wide there.
Pop back with the front of the pack here.
Oh, looks like trying to go for a move there. Ryan Luke goes a little bit wide. This is the chance.
Oh no!
Oh,
Just staying
and
in the
Luke
position.
goes off.
Gets on the track, nice, safe at least. Doesn't get in anybody's way. Gets back to racing.
Yeah, Nate Allen is now in the lead there, and Ryan Luke is going to have to make up those positions. And my race control is now messed up.
Yeah, I see. Well, I think it.
Oh, okay. Okay, sounds good. Yep. We're good now. It snapped back to reality.
Yeah, it looked like Papadopoulos was having some issues, and unfortunately disconnected.
Yep. Oh, and Dan McAllister is right next to Gaskin right there and makes the pass.
Oh,
no.
Ryan Luke going off just a little bit. Lost some seconds from
Michelli.
Michelli.
You can just say Michael. His first name's Michael.
Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Michael,
resorted to last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried last week and that, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Luke must be beating himself in the head right now. Going to 8th place on the first lap. Just playing too much dirt rally recently.
Oh, we saw, I think that's Compton taking out some braking markers.
Oh, there you go, his long-term strategy right there. He's like, I know, I have it memorized.
We see Smith.
We're going to see Villain making, Smith kind of having a little bit of a whoopsie there. And Villain and Compton able to jump a couple positions. And it looks like there's just a gaggle of cars right there in the middle with Ryan Luke just edging to get past these guys. But will he be able to do it here? Side by side, Ryan Luke makes the pass on McKelly. Is now looking forward to his next opponents. Soik and Gaskin nearby.
Oh,
no!
Oh, he took Gaskin right out. Oh,
a little bit of a pit
hate
maneuver
to
right
see
there.
it.
Hit the wall, probably some damage right there.
Oh,
Rejoins on the racing line.
Oh, what a good sportsmanship.
Oh, no.
So I just allowed Gaskin to get his position back.
There we
What
go.
a
Sacrificing the entire race. Now in 12th to get that position back. Feels really bad about that. Let's look back over to the front end of the pack here.
Luke trying to set up a move into turn 11 here, taking the outside line.
Oh, he's really trying.
Stay in that slipstream,
Be
buddy.
drafting. No, you need to draft more, man. You need
That's
to
a lot.
draft
See,
more.
that was Michael in there.
And now, oh, McKelly is going to use that to his advantage.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! Luke is into the wall.
I'm gonna go
McKelly
15,
spun out on the track. They come together again.
15 seconds back. Take a look at this whole situation.
Oh no! We need to look. Yeah, we need to look back.
Oh.
It looks like they're going side by side, and it looks like McKelly tried to go around.
McAllister there.
I think, yeah, McAllister there, but Ryan Luke was on the outside, and he had no room left on the track. Unfortunate. Ryan Luke now in 7th with probably some severe damage here. Gaskin going off in the dirt a little bit as well, giving up a position to Smith and Soik.
I'm just taking
Now
a quick
Luke is
look
going to
at
have to nurse a damaged car to be able to make up those positions.
Yeah, it looks like for Gaskin, the back end just kind of stepped out on him there and ended up hitting the wall. I wonder how much damage he's got. Doesn't look like his foot is bouncing that much, so in good shape there. As we see Soik and Smith going side by side in turn 7, and Smith just backing out and electing to say, Soik, you can go, I want to survive another day.
Yeah, I've been in a couple incidents. Gaskin have a little bit of a problem at the corkscrew, dropping down to P12.
Oh.
What's our favorite thing, guys?
You
Yeah, hate to see that.
Yeah.
Every time.
It looks like they had something going on, and now they're back on the track, but they are up a couple laps from the rest of the pack there, and it's going to really have to work through a lot of time there.
Well, as we see one of our top 3, Fari Henry, getting a little loose into, I think that is 5? No, 4.
No,
4.
that is turn 4. This is turn 5 coming up here. He makes it back, though. He's got a good gap from the lane, P4.
Like I mentioned earlier, he ended up hitting the sausage curb and just unsettling the car and couldn't recover it and ended up just taking a little bit of damage there.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at our leader, Nate Allen. Comfortably in first. He belongs here. He knows how to be in first. He knows the pressure. After holding P1 for almost the entirety of last race, he's just comfortable here. He knows how to work the track. He knows how to work his car, and he's challenging anybody that thinks they're better. We're going to see Compton kind of go off here. Let's take a look at what happened. It looks like they braked late into the corkscrew, went off into the gravel there, and did not want to do an unsafe rejoin, which is a smart play there, and gives up a couple positions.
Right now, I'm actually following a 3-way fight between 4th, 5th, and 6th. I see Gaskin actually having a little moment there again. I'm sorry, buddy. We're going to take a quick look at it.
I'll take a look. Yeah.
Turn 9.
I'm going to keep looking at Verlaine, the last rise, and Luke over here.
Luke's
just
all over the last rise. He's just waiting for that window to open at the right time.
Yeah, I think he might have a little... As I say that, commentator's curse just touches the sand a little bit.
Yeah,
right
there.
You can touch the sand a little bit on that corner, you know, as long as you don't spin out, but I think you do lose a little bit of time there. He's going for the draft. This is kind of not a straight you want to pass on.
Oh, no.
This exit right here is going to determine whether you can get that pass done. I don't think he got better exit. The BMW is just super consistent car over all these curves. They're into that braking zone there. Oh, I thought that was going to be
Oh,
an
no,
exit.
oh, no!
Last rise spins out. Taken by Luke.
Right, I don't think Luke touched him.
He did not. I was
look
I was running along on the bonnet there, and it just looks like last rise just got a little
it looks like
unsettled.
they just kind of spun out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the elevation drop really it makes the downforce work against you.
Yeah.
Where's
Kind of
JK?
going over that hill there.
Last rise I saw him back across the
Driving over
corkscrew.
the track.
Oh no.
It's
Oh.
okay.
At least nobody was there. We got McAllister here actually putting some pressure on
Oh.
Soik.
Oh, he's got the speed, but can't make the move done going into turn 2 here. Let's see who gets a better exit out of this hairpin. It looks like Soik actually got the better exit there. Oh no, drifting a little bit. That's gonna definitely sacrifice that gap, and now they're over full 1.5 seconds there gap. He's gonna have to nurse that back.
Just gonna jump back to Villain here as he is actually chasing Fari Henry and has some pressure behind him from Luke. See how he does, having someone so close in front of him and close behind him as well. As we see, it's like Gaskin in front of the corkscrew. 562, that is Gaskin. So they are coming up to a blue flag. That is going to put a little bit of oddball in that fight for positions.
Yeah, looks like
Oh,
Compton
almost an overtake from Luke. It almost overtook Villain, but he played it safe.
Villain is a formidable opponent, as we've seen last race as well.
Yep,
And I think he got a better exit on that straight too. I think Luke is just going to have to wait, and Villain is going to have to wait as well.
Let's see what happens with
McAllister, a little bit of a yellow flag there. I guess he's going to the pits early. Before the pit window there. He's got a little bit too much damage, I guess.
I think you must have gotten suspension damage from that because...
Oh, yeah, he hit the wall there. And
it was a pretty hefty hit out of turn 10.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. He's going to opt to pit. And, yeah, that will hurt him in the long run. Let's take a look back to our little trio up here in the front.
Fight for P3, that podium position. Luke has been seeing this bumper of the Ferrari, and I think he might... Oh, as we see Scott go a little wide there and allows Luke to go.
He felt the pressure a little bit too much. Luke capitalized.
Now that Luke's immediately within fighting distance of Ferrari there. Within that second mark and already putting pressure on, so you can see in these next sequence of turns if he can get a good exit onto that main straight.
Yeah, Luke, after qualifying first, he's not going to let that podium finish get away from him. Now, as far as catching up after Henry, he's got a 20-second gap to P2 and P1 to try and reclaim his qualifying. But I think he definitely can take podium here, at least tonight.
Yeah, he has the pace. I feel like he will definitely push for a P2 if he can stay consistent. Maybe P1, it just depends on consistency of everybody in front of him and himself.
I don't think he'll be able to take P1. After we saw Nate Allen just kind of hold that last race, I think that at best... I think at best he's gonna take P2, and that's
Luke
pushing it.
Setting up a move, a little contact.
A little bit of contact there. He's really pushing for the inside.
He wants it. He's a man on a mission.
Man.
This is a one-line corner. Just sit back and wait.
Luke is angry right now. He's got the better exit, but Fari's doing a great job of blocking right there.
Nice.
Luke doing a little bit of cut, trying to get. He's trying so hard.
Oh no, you can't do that.
He's really trying.
He's not patient right now. He's just tapping the back end of Fari right there, like, let me by. Fari's like, no man, you gotta fucking earn it.
Hey now.
And like you were saying before, this track, it's hard to pass on.
Oh yeah.
Because you think you got an opportunity, but then there's another corner.
Yeah.
So
it comes fast. It really does.
It really does.
Looks like we also lost another driver, unfortunately.
Oh.
I
another
get it.
one down.
I had a frustrating night last night.
Oh yeah.
Boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Oh no!
Ferrari go a little wide.
Goes wide there. It's side by side.
Side by side action. Oh, Henry still gets that defense in check.
Yeah, he moves in front right there, but takes a little bit of suboptimal line.
Luke will not give up.
He's going a little bit
Lost
wide.
it.
He's
And he's-
Oh,
oh,
it went too
no.
wide into the
Oh,
thing.
no.
Oh, no,
Oh, I
just
thought he was
too
going into the
much
wall
right
right
there.
But
I
he's
saw-
able to save it, but losing his advantage. Now he's almost 2 seconds behind Fari right there. Fari is now feeling a little bit of relief and is able to kind of breathe now that Luke is off of his back.
Yeah. I had to look back.
Looking
There
a
was
little bit down the board here at Soik and Villain battling it out for P5.
You know that Stoic and Allen are looking for a good result to put some pressure on the Badmans there, that intergalactic team. So I'm sure they had a little discussion before this race, kind of be like, hey, let's go, you know, get some good results, and we'll be able to take this team championship at least.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Ryan Luke still in fourth, 26 seconds behind Fari Henry. Kelly, Michael having a little bit of a moment there at the corkscrew. Another victim to the corkscrew. He's going to lose a position to Compton for P7 right there. You hate to see that.
Yeah, it just looks like unsettled the car, back end came out, and just did a spin into that wall that's on the left side there. The tire barrier, at least.
Yep. And not 2 seconds later, Luke's back knocking at Fari Henry's door like, let me
Oh,
in.
yeah, he's
Oh, here
really
it is.
there.
They're side by side going
Oh.
into that corner right there.
And
They're
Luke
turning through the
takes
corner,
it.
and
Oh.
Luke takes the position.
Oh,
Goes a
and
little bit wide.
Fari Henry just goes a little too wide right there.
I don't know if that
Oh,
was a kind of a
we have
push
an
off
issue with
track
Kelby.
there.
He's actually off track there at the corkscrew. Another corkscrew incident. Just
I think
Same.
Ryan, with that turn, kind of pushed Fari Henry off the track. Didn't really give him any space.
yeah, I'm not a steward
Looking that back.
myself. I know our resident steward here.
I just kind of
Jerry.
look back there. I mean, that's not official steward ruling for legal reasons, but looking at first glance, it looked like a very, very just, I have this now move, let me by. We'll see see how that turns out for him.
Well,
Now Luke has that P3 position, but is 24 seconds away from Calvi in P2.
Kelby
take
did
a look at
have
Soik.
an incident actually in that corkscrew that may have given Luke a little bit of time gained. Not much, but some.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
Still a very, very large gap to catch up, but the pace is there. The pace is there. Let's take a look at Soik here.
So I've
Very,
gone
very
a
close
little
to
too wide against Villain.
Yeah, going for a different line through that hairpin there, going for the V instead of the U. Still very close, and it looks like Villain is now caught up to Fari Henry. So now there's a battle for P4 between all of them.
It looks like Soik's trying to set up a move here into turn 5.
Yeah, it's all
Too
going to be
far
who's
back,
the
though.
better exit through this, yeah. Drafting will come into play, but I don't think they're close enough going into turn 6 here.
This end of Sector 2 into Sector 3, it's just a lot of, I'm patient, I need to follow, set up my move for Sector 3 or Sector 1. It's just a lot of one-line corners throughout this section.
Yep. Oh, somebody going a little bit wide.
Oh,
I think that was
Gaskin
Gatskin.
in the
Just
dirt.
kind of getting out of the way. Let's look in the back here. Last Rise is about to try and make a move on Smith. Both in the BW, very stable platform.
Oh, side by
taking
side
out
with
curves.
Soik and Villain.
I see that now. I come
Oh,
aboard now. Goes
Oh,
wide.
through
Does
the
not get the good
circle.
exit though.
Villain got that still in the bag.
Yeah, taking that one wide is hard to do because you really need to get on the power really early. Compton
Another
on the
another
corkscrew,
one.
messing up a little bit.
Oh,
Unfortunate, hard to keep the grip on there.
Soik going with that V line again into turn 2.
He does like the V line, doesn't he?
He does.
Yes.
What do you guys prefer in your race? I know I was more
I prefer
favoring
the U. I prefer to hug the U very closely.
Yeah. Sometimes I take the V, but my pace or my consistency is either or. Like I could either go for the V or the U, but mainly the U.
Yeah, I go for the U. The Porsche might be better for the V actually, just because it turns so well. But
Yeah.
usually I go for the U, and I just treat it kind of like a double apex corner.
Yeah, it seems to be
So-
the most common way that people were taking it throughout the nights that we raced and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last
Oh,
rise,
last
no.
rise. It
What
looks
happened
like out of
here?
the pit lane. They returned to the pits.
Oh.
Oh, and just as we looked away, Soik took a position from Verlaine. Let's take a look back and see what happened there. They're going through the corkscrew there. And it looks like Verlaine just lost a little bit of traction coming down, and after they go to the right turn, they weren't able to grip their tires up, and Soik was just like, yep, I'll take it.
Yeah, so I could invited Mullane back a little bit by going wide there at turn 11. We see another turn 6, probably got into the sausage and the gravel May there. I'll stay on board for this fight with Mullane and Soik for the time being.
Yeah, looking at that gap too, for Luke and Kelvy is actually increased by about 4 seconds, so I don't think he's going to be able to take P2 as long as Kelvy doesn't make a huge error.
Yeah, just looking
and
at
I also
the,
think that Nate Allen will probably take P1 because they're just super consistent drivers.
yeah, just looking at the last times and everything, it's about a second difference, so Luke might have some damage and he's just in control mode right now and trying not to eke as much time out to the people behind as he is trying to catch the people in front.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to pit execution here again. As Douglas likes to say, you know, practice your pit execution, especially for the lower ranks. So if you can kind of get that, you know, stopping your engine, getting your feel and getting out as quick as you can gain multiple seconds on your opponents, and that's huge.
Yeah, as we see Soik here is actually putting pressure on Fari as well. As Calvi also has an incident. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'm taking a look at the battle with Soik. They're going down the main straight. I don't think there's enough for overlap there.
Oh,
They're going into their braking zone.
Calvi just lost the
Kelvy's
back
got
end.
the better. Oh no! Oh no! Soik tapping the back end of Henry there, but he gives the position back. Wasn't a full spin, and now Verlaine and Soik. Oh, Verlaine's just like, yep, I will take advantage of your misfortune, and I will take that position, just barely squeezing by. And now we're back where we were a couple laps ago with Henry, Verlaine, and Soik.
I will say,
That's
good
crazy.
sportsmanship though to give the position back. I know that Fari is probably not happy with tonight with having so many just love taps in the back diffuser.
Yeah, so people tap in the back of his car. He's not happy.
Compton is the fight that we're actually watching is getting ever closer to where Compton is.
Oh, that was close. He almost dive bombed. Oh.
We see
Henry
almost
going a little
all
bit
of
on
them
that thing.
cut that last corner.
Yeah,
there.
they all cut that, yeah. It's actually not good to cut
Fari
it.
going way in the dirt
Fari,
like
no.
rally.
Gives up two positions. Almost clips Soik there. And he's going to be hating himself for that one. It's now in 6th when he was doing so well. P3.
That's one way to have a swing go either in your way or not in your favor there. And for Fari, just didn't have the cards on the table for him at that moment.
Yeah, and it looks like that gap to Kelvy from Lion is closed by a considerable amount. It's now at 13 seconds because of that little mishap from Kelvy there. Let's look at Soik here and Verlaine again. Seems to be the battle of the century.
Yeah, Soik's just kind of getting in that moment now where it's like I'd probably opt to follow, like we were saying earlier, just follow the line and set up sector 3. And
yeah, just get that drafting on the perfect moment. Make that pass.
see how they execute the corkscrew. They're going in.
You know, they're all three going down it right now.
Yeah, Scott went a little
Looks
deep
like not
in
a
break.
bad. Yeah, not a bad execution from any of them though.
Yeah, but
Looks like
Soik
they're all
got a
gonna-
better
Soik
exit
goes a little
in.
bit wide there. He's into the
Oh.
soil. That's gonna give a little bit of time for Fari Henry to kind of catch up there. I think.
I think Fari's just too far back now at this point to really contest
Yeah,
unless
I don't
he's
think
too
really
really
2.8
that much time
seconds
on there,
behind.
but it definitely allowed the lane to have some space.
getting comfortable up there in P4. Just gotta get the elbows out a little bit, and it's a lot easier on this track to get your elbows out, just to block, not really block, but defend your position on these corners.
There he goes again for the V. He likes the V. Soik likes the V.
Hey, whatever works for him.
We see Michael go out at after the corkscrew. Gonna have to get back on track safely here.
See what happened? Was it just they went really deep and didn't turn in time and just kind of carried that through the right side of that left-hander and into the sand trap.
I find sometimes I find myself understeering through that corner, and I find if you just, depending on your brake bias, you can kind of like very lightly kind of trail brake through that corner. But if you do too much, you'll lose traction, right? But if you just apply very, very little bit of
we see a Soik dive bomb into the corkscrew. Oh, no.
It kind of shoves the lane a little bit by the
That
looks
is
of
a
it.
hefty shove.
Wow, that is a shove and a half. You bet the lane is feeling that one.
Oh.
That is...
Now Soik is in the lead of there, and now the pressure is on him to keep this up.
That's just not a great spot to really try to dive someone on the inside, because right there, you're more focused on trying to take that corner the best you can. Is side by side, you're really screwing up your balance of your car. And
oh yeah, it's hard to control, and the line coming out if you're side by side to the corkscrew is bad for everybody. So it's one of those things now that we're seeing. It's, you know, all three of them are really close now, but you lose a lot of time doing that, you know, for both you and the person you're passing.
Definitely do see that, because now Fari is within that 1 second to really put pressure on them as well. And like you were saying too, that corkscrew, if you get just a little bit loose, you're taking yourself out along with potentially someone else, as we see a blue flag right here with Soik and the lane getting by.
Yep.
Oh
no! Oh no! I see 3 cautions here.
A little bit of collision there.
Oh.
I'm gonna go back to the Compton
look back, see
Henry
exactly
one.
what happened there.
There's one on the main straight as well, but it looks like Compton got loose and
and he went right
lost
into
traction,
Fari. Oh.
trying to turn.
Oh, Fari looks like he teleported to the pits, or...
Oh, he definitely will not be happy with that.
He got taken out from a blue flag.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
So I think he's resigning his race here. If I was Fari, man, you've been through some shit.
Hey, easy there.
Yeah. Man, it's just... you hate to see that. You really do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pit window's open now, so we'll start to see what people elect to do here. I know some of these people that are either close to blue flags or close to somebody may elect to dive in a little early just to get some clean air and push.
Yeah, and a lot of people that have that early damage are now able to come in and repair with losing the least amount of time, with that pit window also being able to take care of with the repair.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at some of the drivers we haven't really talked about. You just want to kind of go down from starting with May and just kind of like go over their team and what we've seen from them so far this season.
Yeah, May, unfortunately, I think his teammate, I will pull up the team name as well. But May, tonight, I know he's been having some issues with this track. This track is a lot about surviving and trying to get through your race. But he's with Too Much Pressure Motorsports, and I don't see his teammate. His teammate may have gotten bumped up to a different division.
Oh.
So he's a lone rider right now. And
the only one in the Mercedes.
yeah, well, there's 2 others that are in the Mercedes, but they have not been.
Well, not racing tonight.
Yes. So he's been just trying to get through the season. He's got 140 points to his name. Just going through and trying to make the most of what he has going on right now. The last rise, been a good qualifier, like we saw at Snetterton, and then the race, he tends to push a little hard. So once he gets the consistency, I definitely see the last rise being up there, putting a lot of pressure on P1, 2, and 3, and getting some podiums and maybe eventually a race win himself. As we see, I saw a yellow flag. Going up the list again, Fari, we've talked about him a lot this season, very consistent driver, especially since Indy. Michael, very new driver. Last week was his first race with us. So I don't know much about this driver, unfortunately, at the moment. I just know that he's been consistent, and Barcelona Wet is a interesting
Also
first
Italian.
race. Yes. I don't know that for sure. Do not quote. But
Well, his last name is very Italian. I asked him if it was Italian. He said it was Italian.
okay, Jerry
think
has the
he's
inside
with-
details.
CM Slam Division?
Yes.
That's what's showing up on ACC. I'm not sure if that's what they registered as.
Yeah, it could have just been. Let's see, what division is he? He is under Championship Motorsports 905 Slam Division. So
There you go. Yeah, that's what the CM stands for.
there we go.
So he is slammed tonight, right in 8th place.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I know Barcelona, like I said, Barcelona Wet. Interesting first race to join into. Really, a lot of pressure to stay consistent with changeable conditions. So, like I said, not much known
for sure.
about him, but he seemed very consistent during that race. Moving up to Gaskin. I know Gaskin has been in a majority of the races this year. Sitting, like I said, P7 in the Drivers' Championship with a chance to stay within fighting range for the title. We'll see where he finishes tonight along
Well,
with how
he
many
is in
points
7th right now, so that is very fitting.
Yep. Then we got Smith, Josh Smith, also in the fight for the championships and in P6 and P6 in the race, so another fitting one.
There you go.
Scott Mullane, new driver, showing that he has the pace to really put a big fight with a lot of these drivers and put some pressure on and go door to door with some of these drivers. Then we get into Soik, who's currently P4, sitting P3 in the standings. We've talked a lot about him and his teammate Nate Allen. You know, they had a little early on in this.
Their rivalry, yeah.
Yeah, early on in the championship, they had a very good rivalry with each other. You know, Indy, they ended up coming together, but they seem to be good friends still and working through everything. Then we got
Friends
Luke.
who come together, stay together.
Exactly.
Or, whoa,
Yeah,
that's not
indeed.
In an
You
essence,
take it a
yeah.
couple different ways, my bad. Sorry about that.
Then we got Luke. After his Misano showing that we do not talk about, according to him, he's been showing some good pace ever since then, and now he's fighting in the top 3. Last week we had a incredible showing where he got taps all the way to the back of the grid and came back and got a podium position. So definitely see him if he, you know, depending on what happens, if he stays in this division or moves up, definitely fighting for some wins and podiums. Calvi, another consistent name within the division, putting in good times and good positions throughout the season. He's only 86 points back, so he's putting a lot of good pressure. As we see a car, actually, is that Scott? That is
Oh,
Scott
you saw a
going
car?
wide.
I
Yeah.
saw a car too.
Oh, what do you know? Cars at a car race.
It's racing. Cars are racing. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
Shocker.
I know. I
Man,
have
it looks
a
like
very.
Fari Henry, he got out of the pits, but then he still had to serve his mandatory pit
Oh,
because
no.
he like
Correct.
returned to garage.
Yeah, returning to
And then
garage
just-
does
and
not
then-
count for your actual
Yeah, it doesn't
pit
serve
stop.
it. Yep. So you actually
Yeah.
have to go around again. So that's what he's doing this time. He's now down by like
Right now, 5 laps.
6 laps? 5, 6 laps?
Yeah,
Oh,
5
five,
on the.
5 laps, yeah. Probably going to be about 6 by the time he gets out of here, but Keep in mind that the leader has not pit yet, but that's going to be tough for him to get back from here. But that's great that he's still in this race and just still going to fight it out. He has the pace to definitely regain positions if he can get close, but he's laps down from that last rise, which is in 10th, which would be who you'd be fighting with.
Speaking of pace, though, we got Soy coming out here and showing that he's got pace for days right now, putting pressure on Luke.
Oh, wow. How did that happen?
I don't know. I missed it going through the order, and I apologize for that.
Well, actually, yeah, neither of them pitted yet, so somehow
this is an on-track battle.
Soik was able to, Soik is now able to come back and fight against Ryan. And I will let you know that the gap between Ryan Luke and Nate Allen... Oh, something happened to Kelvy. He was in second, right?
Yeah, Kelvy was. I'm looking at pit stops here to see... Kelvy was stopped for 45
Kelvy,
seconds.
Kelvy took their pit, yep. So they had to repair their damage. That's what happened there.
Yeah, a lot of people... I don't know if they're repairing damage or what, because a lot of them are like 39 seconds, 37, 55, 23, 45, and Nate Allen currently stopped for 30 plus seconds at the moment.
Yep.
So I just don't know if people are just repairing damage, because I know the splash and dash is typically the best technique.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of damage with a lot of these cars, you know, because multiple people spinning out or hitting walls and whatnot.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Luke had a good pit stop, 5 seconds, opting not to fix any damage. That's going to get him quite a bit of lead.
He's not fixing any damage?
No, as we see Allen having a little bit of a moment coming out of the pits there. This is allowing Luke into this fight.
He's now closed that gap to 10 seconds.
Soik is still
But he's got damage though.
It just depends on where that damage is. If you feel you can survive with it, just keep going, I guess.
I don't know how he's doing what he's doing with front end damage, but
he's now closed.
Maybe he just doesn't have that much of it. But it looks like everybody has now pit and served their requirement right there. And looking how things shaked up, it looks like the lane is actually going to take that from Soik. I think we're going to see a battle from both of them here, but Nate Allen in first, Luke in second, Kelvy third. It's a little bit of a flip-flop there from Kelvy, just not being able to, opting to not repair that damage from Luke really put him ahead there.
Yeah, Luke being the big winner of the pit lane so far in pit lane execution. It definitely has to come
really
down.
well.
Yeah, it has to come down to damage
But
for a lot of these folks.
Here's the thing, all right? If he's got front end damage, it's going to be hard for him to control the car going into the later ends of the race because his tires are going to be more worn. He's got less of a front diffuser, which I guess gives him understeer. But it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, maybe okay now, but if you end up spinning back later, it only takes one bad spin and all of a sudden you've given up P2.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
It's all it takes. Very risky.
You know, it's a gamble that he's willing to take, though. So let's see how it pays off.
Very bold. Yep.
yeah, he's not afraid. But we'll see. I think Lady Luck has something in store for Ryan before the race ends here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just not gonna take damage. I'm gonna go right up front and secure P2 if I
Gaskin
can.
actually getting a move done, and Kelvy has a yellow flag. What happened?
Take a look at what happened there.
No.
Turn 3.
Looks like they're going around the corner there, and it looks like they touched touched the sausage, and they're spinning.
Oh,
Thank God they tapped on the brakes there, otherwise they would have taken out that other driver. Unfortunate turn of events right there.
Yeah,
Gaining more of a gap between him and Luke.
Yeah, Soik right behind the lane again, so he has to get a move done once again on Scott here.
Oh, here it is. Into that braking zone.
Goes a little deep.
Oh, just parks the car. Parks the car. That's crazy.
I mean,
You bet the lane is fealty about right there.
Yeah.
Just super late braking and just parks it right in front of the lane. I'm not sure about Stuart Burley with that, but
Yeah.
That was
I mean,
pretty risky, and Elaine just kind of, he was very nice about it.
Lane's
very
just
aware.
opting for the "I'm gonna survive today" strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'd like not to die, thank you. Looking at the pace between those two drivers, though, Soik, as far as best laps go, has got 25.9, where Verlaine has a 27.3, so almost a second and a half between two of them. But as far as last laps go, Verlaine has a better last lap.
Well, I think these
so
were.
I think overall pace, Soik will be better.
Yeah, I think that was a pit lane for Soik and Verlaine though, so that might not be accurate.
yeah.
Lanes. But just looking through the field, Luke has 16 seconds. I don't know if it's been growing. I've not been paying attention to that one.
It has been growing, yeah.
Has been?
It was at like 11 at some point when they got to the pits, so Nate just has that crazy pace. Why don't we go over like our sponsors today?
Yeah, good call.
Oh yeah.
So as we see there at the top there, we got Armentario software. It is a third-party software that changes your HUD graphic for ACC. Really gives you a lot more details going into it. That you can customize which details you want, things like that, changing colors and overlays. Really good. Giving you a lot of information that you need when you're on drive. We see there Retro Saga, retrosaga.ca. It's a retro gaming store where you can go and pick up some retro games from your older. You can relive your childhood, or just if you're younger, get to relive your parents' childhood or older brother's childhood or siblings, things like that. A lot of good games they have there, and they'll get that into your hands. We saw there Documize, a document organizing software that really helps you get the most out of everything within your business and allow you to get things more streamlined. So, and then Track Racer is also one of our sponsors. Need to get that up on the board there, but we're affiliated with them. They have everything you need from sim racing to flight sim as well. So you can get pedal sets. You can also get some rigs. They have a lot of different rigs.
Yeah, I was looking at myself just before the stream here, just trying to get myself actual proper rig. But yeah, I might have to check them out a little bit more. You said we had like a promo code or something with them or whatever?
If you are within SRA, you can find it in the Discord channel under affiliates, and you'll find everything there for it.
Nice.
We look back on board with the racers as we see Verlaine actually have a corkscrew incident at the bottom of the hill here. He's still parked. What's going on?
I think he's just waiting for a good time to get going here.
He's had a couple opportunities. I just hope he doesn't. He might just be reversing here as he reverses and faces backwards. Oh no!
Oh, he's into the wall a little bit.
Oh.
Now he's going.
There we go.
But I mean, he's fine. He's got a 50-second gap between the person behind him, so he's not feeling any pressure.
He does have Nate Allen right behind him now, actually. So Nate is getting there, and that is P5 that he's right behind. But he is a quick boy today.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I just want to shout out our last sponsor. I do run a Minecraft SRA server. Or sorry, a SRA Minecraft server. So if any of you don't like Minecraft, we got like a little village. It's just, vanilla, recent patch. So just hop on, just DM me for details. You get whitelisted and all that. Just, don't be a dick and shit. And hop on, build your little house, and come hang out with us. So just let me know if you want to join that. So
respect the grind.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Respect the grind.
We see here the last try is going wide here into turn 10, just taking a little beach detour.
Beach detour. I like that.
Fari, no, what happened, buddy? Let's take a look back. Turn 11 onto the main straight.
How could this happen to
Goes
me?
very wide on exit.
I
and
made my mistakes.
Parks it.
But life goes on.
He's still parked there.
He's parked.
He's contemplating. He's contemplating.
Yeah, he doesn't know if he should go in, if he should just retire. Oh, looks like
No,
he's
he's
still
Keep going.
going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Get some points.
Persevere,
man.
Fari.
You got 10 laps to catch up to the leader, but you can do it.
Yes. It's not over yet. It's not over till it's over.
It isn't over till it's over. Oh man, it reminds me of a really good song I used to listen to when I was a teenager. It's called "It's Not Over Till It's Over."
What song should be playing in the background right now?
There's a multitude of sad boy songs we can sing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's get some MCR going or something like that too.
Yep.
Like we said, Alan being a speedy boy tonight is pulling a bigger
Oh yeah.
gap.
His gaps are just massive from Luke.
Everybody's
yeah.
kind of found their spot at the moment and just kind of.
Yeah, it's just
Keeping-
all about rhythms.
It
Yeah.
made Allen his best time a 24.5, which is crazy because Luke. Oh no, Ryan Luke hasn't even hit that yet.
Yeah, Kelby
It's
is
Kelby
close,
with
yeah.
the second one, second best, which is about a half a second. It's crazy because Luke hit a really good qualifying lap. I think it's just that damage.
Yeah.
He
it
did
Yeah.
has to
really
be.
trying to go from that
Oh, yeah.
damage, and that gap. It was 10 seconds out of the pits, right? But now it's 26. So maybe if you repaired that damage, I'm not sure how much he had. You know, if he had less than 15 seconds, it would have been better for him to take that damage. But I'm not really sure. It looks like he had a lot. So
Yeah, considering he lost that amount of time, I'd say pretty significant amount, since his performance is a little bit here and there.
yeah.
Also,
What do you think, Austin? Do you think he should have repaired that damage looking back now, or?
If I knew what damage, it's hard to say without knowing exactly what damage he had. It could also
Yeah,
just
true.
be
Yeah.
some minor mistakes here and there within a turn, not optimizing a line, tire wear. There's a lot that
Yeah.
unknown at this moment, but I think damage
Oh,
may
yeah.
be the biggest culprit. So I would agree. If it's a small amount, just to fix that front diffuser, because if you have diffuser damage, that kills you the most out of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, diffuser damage, yeah, it'll swing your back end out, but I think, I know he's got front end damage, I think. He's got like splitter damage or whatever.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
see a
his
little
front
lost
end-
gap
So
come.
that'll get you more understeer than anything.
Yeah.
You see, Calvi has a yellow flag here. Let's see, that's turn 3. Turn 3 has
No,
been catching him
Calvi.
out tonight.
Oh no.
And I lost Soik into the top 3.
Yeah.
So it's really
So
coming
is
together
going
for.
to really like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's really coming
Because he
together
was
for the
fighting-
worst pace scenario here.
Yeah, he was fighting for, he's trying to take fourth from Delane and Henry. But now Kelby's just kind of opened up
Oh
that
no,
spot
Soik goes
and-
wide.
Oh, Soy goes
Oh, no.
really wide to the dirt.
Keeps
No.
it stable though. That is the big thing there. I know. Once you,
Oh yeah. Instead of
You really
just
gotta-
spinning out.
yeah,
You gotta
turn
be
6
careful
if
on the
you.
throttle once you're in that dirt.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Turn 6, easiest area to really go wide, and then if you
Oh, yeah.
decide to stay on the throttle too much or don't upshift to lower your torque, you are going every direction, and you
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
it is very
Mhm.
cambered, but
Yeah.
it does kind of straighten itself out as you go. So you have to use that camber to your advantage. But if you you overestimate it, you're going wide because it does flatten out pretty quickly after that.
Yes, I definitely
yeah.
agree. Or as Douglas says, you're not wrong.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
You're not wrong right there.
What's my saying again? It's like,
Oh yeah, you're
that's-
the Kool-Aid
Oh,
man
yeah.
of our group.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
I haven't said that at once this time.
I think
yeah.
you have without
I think I
knowing
have.
it.
I just don't
Yeah.
notice it. Like it's become so
Yeah.
ingrained in me that like it's literally second nature, and I don't notice me saying it.
Yeah, it's just normal at this point.
It's like when people give
Yep,
speeches and you always hear them go, yeah, or this.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that you just subconsciously
Oh
do.
yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yep. Like it is. Fuck.
Oh. So,
You love
yeah.
to see.
Yeah,
Indeed.
you love to see it. You gotta have
That
a
you
thing.
love to
You
see.
Gaskin. Oh no, Gaskin and May both have an instance here within the same
Oh.
stretch.
Did they run into each other? Or
No, it looks like Gaskin had a moment. As we also see Soik have a moment in the corkscrew. This is
No.
allowing Calvi.
Oh,
Calvi is
Up
going
in
to
the
take
top
that
three.
position back.
Oh.
Soik.
Henry,
Soik is feeling
Henry
bad about
also having a
himself
moment
now.
in the turn 3 exit. Oh my gosh, turn 3
Oh.
and the corkscrew have been where we've seen a lot of our incidents tonight. Turn 6 has seen
Oh,
some,
yeah.
but definitely the corkscrew and turn 3 have been our biggest culprits of incidents. Just catching drivers
yeah.
out. Just, I know turn 3, if you get on that power just ever so slightly too soon, that back end will pull out from you and you are just into that wall on the right side, or you're going to go into the gravel on the left, just depending on when you get on that
Oh,
power.
yeah.
It's
It's
pretty
unforgettable.
Easy. It's pretty easy to go wide on that turn. You're definitely right. Because the thing is, like, you're really wanting to avoid that sausage curve. So you're like, all right, you know, I don't want to go, like, you just want to touch a little bit of that inside curving, right?
Yep.
But miss the sausage.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, like, you're definitely going to hit some gravel. You can cape a little bit, but if you get too much, yeah, you're oversteering for sure.
So, Mari just stopping on track there just a little bit. I think he was just letting some cars go in front of him since he may have gotten shown some blue flags.
There's quite a few laps down from anybody else. I feel bad for this guy.
Points
Yeah.
are points, though. Whatever helps. You do get a drop round. I need to see if he did already get his worst round was Suzuka with only 60 points, so I feel like tonight's going to be ending up being his drop round. It all
Yeah,
depends
and
on...
I think finishing the race, like I think we have one person or two people drop, right? You know, so
Yeah.
at least you finish in front of them.
Yeah, because right now he's
Yeah.
in 11th. That is about 57 points. So.
Yep. So
We'll
we got
see.
about 10 minutes left in the race here.
He will work his magic on the scoreboard, the leaderboards there. I'm not as attuned to it as he is.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Selena, you say "oh yeah" more than I do.
You know, I was
You're
just
saying.
thinking about that right now. I was just like, I just subconsciously took your saying. I'm just like, oh,
you
yeah.
just
Like,
casually
oh,
just like, well, great minds think alike, so I guess
Jerry
we all
has-
stand
indeed. Yeah.
Definitely shared his saying.
now. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got Selena saying our favorite phrase. You hate to see
There we
it. Now
go.
she's picked up on Jerry's. Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Stop copying me.
I don't want to be copy.
Yeah.
Well, looking back at Luke now, he's up by 37 seconds. So he's definitely losing time here. A lot of time. But the thing
Yeah.
is, I don't think it's going to be enough time for Kelvin to catch up. If they keep having
Definitely.
errors like they've been having, I think our podium's kind of going to stay the same.
Looking at
Oh,
on board.
oh,
Nate Allen.
Luke.
Oh no.
Luke! Or no, not Luke.
Oh,
Sorry,
Nate
Alan.
Allen.
Alan.
Let's go
Alan,
back
get
here.
back on the track.
Alan.
Alan.
Turn
Keep
6.
Oh.
Hits the
Oh, it's turn
sausage.
6.
That's what it was. Hits the sausage into turn 6.
Oh, the sausage.
Oh, that's deadly. That is so lethal. Once you hit
That's
the
a sausage
sausage,
party
you
right
are
there.
right into the dirt.
The wall.
Didn't actually
And
go
even
that
the
far.
wall, if it's even worse.
Yeah.
He stayed pretty parallel to the track, surprisingly. So he was able to
It
get
could've
going
been a
pretty
lot
quickly.
worse.
Yeah, it could have easily
And
been.
Yeah.
he's got 30 seconds to Luke, and Luke is not gaining time on him. So I think he's pretty comfortable where he's at.
Yeah, I did look on board with Luke, and he does have some significant damage in the front, so
Yep.
I'm going to amend my statement and decide you should have fixed it.
Yeah, I think it should have
Yeah.
been well.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, too. It's like, he's got an 18-second cap to Kelvin after not doing damage, so I think he should have repaired it, too. But we'll kind of see, like, going on if Kelvin's going to be able to catch up. I don't think it'll happen. See
Turn
May
3
have a little
catches
bit of a
JP
happen
May
here.
out there.
Yep.
Turn 3, man, it's been a murderer tonight.
Yeah, that's turn 3, a murder. Yep.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah.
was talking about turn 4 actually, but turn 3 and turn 4 are kind of similar.
Yes, they are very
Turn
similar.
4 a little bit
Yeah.
wider.
Turn 3 a little slower, but still same concept where you're just maximizing the most out of it and really trying to get towards that sausage curve as much as possible. You can easily hit it.
Yo. It looks like Michael's opting to go for the pits after that little incident there. And that's going to put him back probably at least one position here, as Gatskin's going to cross him as he's in the pit lane. And probably Smith as well, 20 seconds behind after he repairs that damage.
Yeah, coming out of that pit lane is a little scary sometimes because you're trying to make that inside hairpin, but you also have sand on both sides, so you touch that and you are spinning.
Yeah. You got
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
there's like a whole nother braking zone like in there, but you don't have any braking points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the Porsche 2, you get up to like 4th gear before you have to brake. So it's like you're already flying. And there's that re-entry too. You have to really be careful with cars coming along because it kind of spits you right back out onto the racing line.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
friendly. As we see
It's very
Michael here.
unforgiving.
Yeah. Man, whoever designed this track, shame. Just kidding. No. I love the track except for the pit.
Yeah.
Pit lane could use some work.
Oh yeah.
It's a good track to really give you that confidence in your car, just to really like help you learn to just throw it in there and trust the car's gonna stick.
Oh yeah, just throw it in there.
There's a Gaskin going off here into, I think that is turn 10. So he's went a little wide there and went for a sand visit himself.
Making some sand castles with his tires.
Yeah, as he also picks up some marbles on his way out of turn 11.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
He's visiting everything today.
Luke is just gaining or losing more time on Alan. Alan's just feeling good about his position right now, and I don't think Calvi. Oh,
Alan.
Nate Allen has a little bit of a moment.
Was it?
Whoops, my bad.
Oh, commentator's curse, back at it again.
Yep.
Yeah, it was turn 3. Doesn't look like it was too bad. He's already back up there. It went from 38 seconds to 35, so.
Yeah, he's still got quite a bit of a buffer there.
Yeah.
No, he's good anyway.
Oh yeah.
Looking
he's
at
good.
it,
He's good.
Luke and Alan are the only two that are on the lead lap. So, Alan, like I said, like we've been saying, like just on a different level for speed. And I just
Fari just letting all those guys by. Again, almost 11 laps from the leader and a little bit less, maybe like 7 from the May in the pack there. Looks like Michael got a pass on Smith there. Let's take a look at what happened there.
I'd love to, but for some reason I am not having the greatest connection to the server, so you're seeing a lot of cars stutter around, unfortunately. I wish
It's me the other night. I couldn't get past left without dying. Because cars were teleporting all over the track.
Oh,
shoot! At the
Luke,
corkscrew.
and Luke got tapped.
Oh.
Getting
take
tapped
it.
on the corkscrew there. And
Ooh, that
he's already
was-
back on, but that closed the gap from Kelby to about 5 seconds.
Yeah, it looks
But
like
now he's got front end damage. He's got rear end damage.
Yeah.
He's got sore
Oh.
tires. I mean, there's only a couple laps left in the race, but it can easily spin out now. He's got to nerf
Yeah.
his car very carefully. And in doing that, that's going to allow Kelby and Soik to kind of catch up.
He's at a very high risk right now because if all else fails, he's just not gonna look good. He may lose a couple positions if all else fails.
Yeah, because Calvi's coming back in that fight. So,
Yeah, he's got a better best lap, Kelby does. So, I mean, his pace is there, but he's only got a couple laps left of the race, so all Luke has to do is just hold it out for a couple more laps. And with that 4-second gap, not closing too badly right now, I think Luke will be able to do it, but it'll be close. It's only one mistake away from Luke losing that position.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
roughly 2 more laps left in this race, just depending. Yeah, because Nate's just crossing the start-finish line right now. It's definitely at least 2 more laps to get through to the end of this race. But they gotta do 4 seconds in 2 laps. It just depends. As we see, May
I
here
don't think the
actually
pace is
park on
there.
the line.
I don't think it's there.
I don't
Yeah.
either.
Luke's gonna have to make another mistake here, and go off track. May just opting to park there, and it's in a tough spot because you
It
can't
is
really get
really
parallel
tough.
to the track there. He's maybe parallel there.
As we see 2 more cars come through.
Yep, very, very good job from May, rejoining safely onto the line there.
Well,
Oh, that
Calvi's
gap
actually
did close
2
to 2
seconds,
seconds.
so he might
Oh,
actually
that's
have to
crazy.
pace.
How did I look away
Ooh.
for a second? Oh my god, it's 2 seconds away now. A minute left.
Oh, it's gonna be very, very close. If he still
I think
sticks
there's
it.
another, there's another 2 laps because I feel like, leader will be on the final lap after this one.
We also see Michael is trying to close a gap as well, so there's a
Oh,
couple
it's
fights
now
here in this
down to
last lap.
Oh,
1 second.
second now, yeah.
It's down to 1 second. It's gonna go into the last lap here.
All or
Ryan
nothing
is
right now.
feeling that damage. Yeah, now down to half a second there. Ryan is feeling the damage. He's right behind there. They're gonna fight for P2 here, and the last lap.
He's probably kicking himself after not taking damage, because that is really affecting him at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. His race is definitely affected. Now having that rear damage is definitely hurting him. I thought he was gonna miss there on the corkscrew, but it looks like he's able to gain the traction he needed.
As we see a blue
take a look
flag
at
just
Michael.
on the apex, not...
Oh, look at Michael here, trying to do the overtake, going into a little bend there, getting a better
Oh,
exit.
Scott
He's
and
able to
Calvi
overtake
getting into it.
Gaskin. Side by side right here, going down the main straight.
I don't know if you caught that. Scott and Calvi came together. 'Cause I think Calvi was just like, hey, I'm fighting for a position here for a podium, P2 actually. Scott probably not the happiest at this moment as he is hemorrhaging time right now.
That's unfortunate. Michelle making that move on Gaskin there. Now Gaskin is behind there, and it's like the race is out of time here, so these drivers are on their last lap as the leader is going to cross the finish line here in about 10 seconds.
I'm going to quickly go on board and watch Alan here get across the finish line.
Taking the win, no sweat.
There you go.
Another win.
Back-to-back
That's
wins.
great.
Well done, Alan.
All right, and we're looking. I'm just going to take a look at Kelvy right here. He is just drafting right now, just looking for that opening.
He's
The
all
corkscrew
over
is
Luke.
coming up. Ryan Luke's going to have to perfect this corkscrew with a damaged car to be able to hold this position.
You see here.
They're going down the corkscrew here.
Looks good from both of them.
I think we broke a little bit right there. Kelvy's kind of gave up his lead a little bit. Goes a little bit on the inside.
Oh no, just gets on the
and
power.
Calvi took a
A little bit too much of
spin.
the power, spins it, and
That's looking good for Ryan.
yeah, Ryan is able to take P2 here.
Left a nice breathing room for him for
Yeah.
securing a P2 after that.
Yeah, so Ryan is going to come in P2, Calvi going to come in P3, Soik is going to be P4, and Villain is going to be P5. Gaskin P6, Smith P7, Last Rise P8, and then followed by May and Henry. Great race, everybody. There was some taps, and I really feel bad for Ari Henry just kind of getting the short end of the stick there.
Yeah.
But good job to Nate Allen there, just kind of holding it for the entire race.
That was a good race from everybody as we see Villain is the last driver to round this corner and cross the finish line. That will bring an end to round 7 here at Laguna. So let's get ready to do some interviews with some of these drivers as they start pulling into voice chats. I want to obviously talk to our race winner, Nate Allen, first here.
All right, well, you want me to bring him in?
Yeah, so you could definitely do that. It'd be nice to Yeah, I
All right,
appreciate
where
that.
we are extra. We're an extra, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome in, Nate. How do you feel about taking home a second win in a row here at Laguna Seca?
It feels pretty damn awesome, honestly. I put a lot of practice hours into that one specifically, so it's good to see that it was worth it.
Yeah, it definitely paid off. I mean, there were a couple of a little bit of dicey moments, but not too major race ending there. So yeah, very well
definitely
done.
were.
Great pace, great qualifying. What would you kind of recommend other drivers do with this track to kind of like, up their game? Is there any like tips or like special tricks you have with a certain corner that you perform kind of really helped you out?
Well, yeah, for me specifically, I certainly couldn't speak for anyone else, but what I noticed the largest improvements on was, and it seems so basic, but for me, I guess it was something I wasn't paying enough attention to, was just the proper traction control settings. I think I had them too low for a while, and then I bumped them up, TC1 and 8, or 2 to 8, and 1 to like 3 or something, and it made a huge, or 4 maybe even, and that made a huge difference for me. And then I got really lucky with the track temperature, so my PSI was like 70, right in the middle the whole time. So obviously PSI is huge, but I would
Yeah.
say for the corkscrew, it seemed to me like a lot of people had some trouble on the corkscrew, and it's just about lifting, and not being too aggressive on the throttle. I typically just coast down the corkscrew and hit it as soon as the car is stable. I know I used to have a habit of just wanting to get through it as quick as possible and punching it a little early, and that just leads to Spin City. So, um, other than that, yeah, I think it's just managing the exits. I think that track, I think Laguna, is all about the exits.
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
A lot of corners, and just a lot of corners where it's very like speed dependent.
Absolutely.
Your entry speed and then the speed you're able to take through into the next turn or next straight.
Yep.
So what do you got? Do you guys have anything you want to ask him, Austin or Selena?
I think you got a lot of the questions answered there, Jerry. I know we talked a little bit in the booth before he got up here during the race about some of the things that he did well tonight.
Yeah, right on.
Indeed. Yeah.
Well, thanks for dropping by, Nate.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I hope to see you in the next race, and hopefully we'll have somebody compete with you for first place. But yeah, well played, man. Well played.
Hey,
Good
I appreciate it.
performance. So
Great
take it
racing
easy.
out there.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Yeah,
The
you
same.
too.
You too.
All right. Well, I will let you do other driver interviews. I'm going to head to the race review and help those guys out. So
Sounds good.
great commentating with you, Selena, and Austin, as always.
Indeed, you as well.
So Kool-Aid Man signing off. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You have a good one, Jerry. I'm gonna actually pull up our second place finisher, Ryan Luke here.
Oh yes, Ryan Luke.
Ryan Luke, I am sorry if I pulled you in the middle of a conversation.
I just started.
Yeah. Sorry about that. We're just gonna give you a quick little interview, see what you saw during the race, and have a couple questions for you as well. So you want to just walk us through what happened?
Yes, apparently I'm a McLaren magnet. This is 3 races in a row. I've been quick scope by a McLaren. Not the same one, different ones. So they're out for me.
You were in quite a battle with a lot of McLarens tonight, whether it was behind you or in front of you. So they are very
I
prevalent.
also I don't like how my performance is always good whenever I get my race ruined in the beginning, and then just get angry and somehow make it back.
Hopefully Kyalami is going to be a little kinder to you and maybe pushing for a race win. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, this was pretty unforgiving.
Yeah.
But oh well. I got second barely.
Yeah, it's something we did want to talk to you about. I know in the pits, a lot of people opted to fix damage or spend a little extra time in the pits. Saw that you had a very quick pit stop compared to everybody else. So did you think about repairing it all?
So here's my theory on the damage. Is Basically, if you can drive it normally, then it doesn't need to be fixed. It's okay. So I was able to do okay times with it, and it wasn't hindering my performance. So I just opted to skip it
Fair enough.
because I had a couple of pretty big things. Because I know it was like lap 3 or something like that. Somebody dived in between us, and I did a lot of damage to my car. So I was trying just to hold out as long as I could.
Well, you did hold out and get a P2, so I think that is a win overall for what happened tonight.
Yeah, close enough.
Yes.
Oh
Well,
yeah, that was close, but that was really good.
it
Yeah, no
was.
bragging rights tonight.
Well, anything else that you'd like to say about tonight, or?
No, I'm kind of happy. Just you got my local track, so this is fun to race.
Right, I almost forgot to mention that. Thank you for bringing that up. How was it to be able to race at your local track?
Fun. The first time I played this was that they had a historic race event, and they had the Porsche corporate had this like their Porsche car out for you to test on this game, just in like one of the, I guess you could say like the full effects like chairs and stuff like that, where it will tip up and down and stuff. So that was fun. And yeah,
Well, it's always nice to have one of the tracks that you frequent and be able to race it in the game. So glad you got to have that opportunity.
Indeed.
Well, I'll move you back to your chat so you can continue your conversation that I rudely took you from.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'm trying to see if Calvy's in. If he's not, I'm not seeing Calvy in any of the chats. Well, that's unfortunate. Was gonna like to speak with him, but
Yeah, I don't see him either.
Overall, though, it was a good race. Couple elbows out tonight for sure.
Indeed. Lots of incidents, but some of them really kept their pace and made a pretty good comeback. Luke stayed in P2 and just secured it, even despite his massive damage by the end of it.
Yes, so it was good overall. Like I said, we talked about the defending. The track had its own defending and took out some drivers, but a lot of them came through and ended up finishing the race, and they did really well with what they were given.
Mm-hmm. It was a roller coaster of events, that's for sure.
It definitely was a roller coaster of emotion, and it was a roller coaster for a lot of those drivers, as Jerry said, with that corkscrew.
Indeed, yes. A roller coaster corkscrew.
Yep. But anyways, this is Austin, your host, with Jerry, who's already left, and then Selena. I want to thank everyone that tuned in, and again, like I said last week, thanks for the drivers for performing the way they did and providing the entertainment while we just kind of give a little spice to it. We look forward to seeing you all next week for Kyalami, whereas on the schedule it says Calamari. So
The final round, it's going to be very, very dicey.
It's going to be interesting. There's, like I said tonight, there's a lot of drivers that do have a shot, and especially with strong finishes tonight, with the leaders having not the best results, they definitely are in the fight.
Yeah.
But again, thank you to everybody. This is Austin and Selena signing off for the night. Thank you all.
woman, I'm a paperhead.